Alright, let's have some fun now. I'm Boss6. I'm back to with another video, and today I'll be talking about my top 15 worst WrestleMania matches. WrestleMania, the grand stage of them all, the granddaddy of them all. The equivalent of a Super Bowl, the World Series, or a Stanley Cup in professional wrestling. It ain't no gold though, and they're having a lot of stinkers in the past number of years, and every Mania has a stinker. Let's not pretend that every Mania is perfect. So I'm going to be doing my top 15 worst. Now, back in the day when I was still, experimenting with some videos on my channel at the time, I did a top, I think, 7 worst, and that went on for way too long. And if I'm going to be honest, I was kind of basing it off of everyone else's opinion, but I might eventually delete that one, considering that went on for way too long, and yeah, there were some things that I didn't necessarily agree with. But my opinions have changed, well, some of them, and there have been some matches that I think are absolute stinkers. Now, before I get into my proper, I will address some honorable mentions. Let's go to the honorable mentions first. Fabulous Moolah versus Velvet McIntyre WrestleMania 2. This went for like a minute and a half, and this is where Moolah had the death grip on the title. And by the way, I hope Fabulous Moolah is burned in hell for what she has done to every woman that she has held down. From Sweet Georgia Brown to Wendy Richter, all the way to, what is that one's name? I forgot what her name was. It was something Burke. I'm drawing a blank, and I feel completely dumb, and I feel so bad. Oh my god, what is her name? It's Burke. I know, it's a Burke. It's a Burke! No, I forgot what her name is, but yeah, Moolah. If you want to know how fabulous Moolah was, watch the Dark Side of the Rain documentary. You'll know the whole story. Roman Reigns versus Triple H Mania 32. This was boring. This went for a half hour. 13 minutes. Seriously. Now, I was going to put Shane versus Undertaker on the, on their, honorable mentions, but there was at least a couple decent moments, even though that Mania Hell in a Cell match was ungodly boring and awful. Roman Reigns is back on the list again. His clash with Brock Lesnar. Not their 31 match. That was a pretty damn good match. Their Mania 34 match. It was so boring and the crowd did not care. Randy Orton versus Wyatt. Mania 33. No one was interested. It could have been something, but no. It was ungodly stupid. Hogan versus Sid. Mania 8. It should have been Hogan versus Flair for the WWF title. But no, Flair and Savage fought in the mid-card, and Hogan and Sid got the main event spot. Why? Who knows? Backstage politics, I'm assuming. The only memorable thing about this match is that Papa Shango missed his cue, and the main event ended in a DQ. Sid kicked out of the unkick-outable leg drop, and a supposed DQ? Harvey Whippleman didn't even attack Hogan. And then Ultimate Warrior come down and all that stuff. And don't worry, I'm going to get to Ultimate Warrior here in a little bit. John Cena versus Miz, Mania 27. It was short, but it ended in a count out. Miz suffered a concussion. The Rock came out. And, hit Cena with the rock bottom. And this was a prelude to their match at Mania 27. Yeah, that was not good. Undertaker versus King Kong Bundy. Oh dear, Mania 11 was a terrible Mania. Not good. This was not good. Undertaker won with the jumping clothesline. To be fair, trying to chokeslam or tombstone Bundy at that point was kind of impossible because Bundy was pretty over. He was a bit overweight at that point. But don't get me wrong, I love King Kong Bundy, but he was a little out of shape at that point. Though him getting to slam Bundy was pretty cool. And then Hulk Hogan versus Yokozuna, Mania 9. I could literally say the whole match, and it'll be more than the match itself. Literally, Hogan's politics got in the way, obviously. And this destroyed Hogan's momentum. It screwed over Bret. It was embarrassing. But anyway, on to number 15, and I don't care if I get hit for this. Number 15, Triple H versus John Cena, Mania 22 for the WWE Championship. I've seen people say that this is a good match, and I asked why. Honestly, I thought it was a good match too. Looking back on it, it's one of the worst Mania main events of all time. Cena was green at this point. Like, he'd been wrestling for, 3 years? His offense was terrible. Triple H came out like Conan the Barbarian for no reason. Cena had a gangster mob, and actually, a little fun fact, CM Punk was part of the gangster mob. Yeah, CM Punk actually made his WrestleMania appearance at Mania 22. Besides that, the match was slow, it was ungodly boring. Triple H was the babyface in all this, because this is where the Cena hate train started to come into full mass, even though even though SummerSlam 05 people really were starting to get sick of him. This right here was just enormously insane. The Chicago crowd turned on him. The only thing that keeps it high up here is that the next month's pay-per-view, Backlash, Cena, Triple H, and Edge will have a fantastic triple threat. And yes, Edge should have been in the main event in this one. I know that him and Foley had a fantastic match, but god damn it, you had Edge, the hottest, biggest heel who draw nuclear heat and got no comeuppance from him, and you just shove him down the card just to have a rehash Orton-Foley feud from 2004. Why? I don't get it. He cashed in his Money in the Bank at New Year's Revolution. He had a life sex celebration on TV, which got a huge ratings boost. And then he dropped the title of the Cena at Royal Rumble 06. Just to have this match. No, that was ungodly stupid. And I hated this match. Number 14, another Mania main event. Another Mania main event match. Sid versus Undertaker, Mania 13. I'm not going to blame the wrestlers here. They just had zero build. Literally zilch. It was supposed to be originally Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart in their Mania 12 rematch. Their Mania 12 Iron Man match rematch. But unfortunately, Shawn lost his smile and had an injury. Though, to be honest, I think it's because Shawn and Bret Hart hated each other then. And then it was actually going to be, I believe, a fatal four-way between Austin, Shawn, Sid, and Taker. But that never happened. And this match only got like 2 weeks of build. Now, Austin won the Rumble, but he never got to main event. Him and Bret had a phenomenal, in my top 5 favorite Mania matches of all time, in their submission match with Ken Shamrock, a special guest referee. This match, it was not good. Legend has it that Sid shit his pants during this match, which I don't know if that's true, but Sid's kind of a crazy guy anyways. And for God's sakes, he had a violent scissoring with Arn Anderson. No, not that kind of scissoring. They literally about killed each other with scissors back in 93. Anyways. Yeah, I mean, Taker kicking out of his own tombstone was kind of cool. And Taker won the match even though that Sid got turned babyface before the match because he beat up Bret Hart, who would turn heel after his match against Austin. And Taker didn't really win the match clean because Bret helped Taker win the match. What is wrestling anymore? Anyways, number 13, Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus for the World Heavyweight title at Mania 28. I remember watching this because this is my first ever Mania experience. Though I was very young and I didn't know what happened. I literally, me talking about the match will be longer than the match itself. The only thing, it made Sheamus and his bro kick look fine. But why did you have not only open the match, or open the show, But why did it go 28 seconds, or 18 seconds I meant? I just don't get it. Though there's one positive outcome out of this. Or two, they had a fantastic rematch at not Elimination Chamber. That happened in February, I think. They had a fantastic 2 out of 3 falls match at Extreme Rules, and this kind of started the Daniel Bryan yes movement. So those were the positive outcomes, but why? Number 12, The Rock versus Eric Rowan, Mania 32. Moving on. Less said about that match, the better. 6 seconds. No, I don't. Why Rowan, of all people? Number 11, Adrian Adonis versus Uncle Elmer. Oh dear, this was for Mania 2. Adrian Adonis was out of shape at this point and was part of the was a 2-time Wrestling Observer Worst Gimmick Award. By this point, I could see that. He faced Uncle Elmer. This match only went 3 minutes. It felt like it went 15. Elmer got gassed after one punch. Literally, he punched Adonis and he immediately fell back into the corner. This was sloppy. This was slow. This was ungodly stupid. God, this match was bad. I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. Number 10, the Miss WrestleMania Battle Royal from Mania 25. The 25th anniversary. No, it's not, Vince, you idiot. Mania 26 is the actual 25th anniversary. Thank you very much. This was dog shit. I'm sorry. This was bad. It's supposed to celebrate 25 years of women's wrestling, and you give it to a man in drag. Santino Marella, who's, opinions on certain genders and certain, sexualities on this planet are a little more questionable, and kind of looking back on it, yeah, he's kind of an idiot for doing that. And if you know, you know. This was bad, ungodly stupid. And I was thinking about putting the women's match from Mania 30. Yes, that match was bad, but it wasn't this terrible. This was just ungodly stupid and a complete slap to the face to every single woman that sacrificed their body and sacrificed themselves to be part of this industry, only to get slapped in the face and for a comedy gig. No, that is ungodly stupid. You could have had someone like a Beth Phoenix or a Melina, even though I'm not her biggest fan, or a Mickie James. Hell, Trish Stratus was going to be there, but she turned it down. And frankly, looking back on it, I'm glad she turned it down. This was bad. Very bad. Very stupid. Just. Number 9, Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez at Mania 9. No, that was not intentional either. The less said about this match, the better. The only cool thing was the stare down and Undertaker's entrance. The Undertaker has a win in a streak that was caused by a DQ. Gonzalez chloroformed the Undertaker, and Undertaker came back, which was pretty cool, the way he came back with the vulture and all that stuff. That was cool. The rest of the match was boring. Number 8, Triple H versus Ultimate Warrior, Mania 12. One of the most hilarious squash matches of all time. I did see a joke that if Jim Hellwig, aka Ultimate Warrior, worked at if Jim Hellwig would have worked at PetSmart, he would have got fired because he wouldn't sell pedigree. That was funny. That was pretty funny. But yeah, Warrior no-sold a pedigree and completely squashed Triple H. Triple H went to bash the Ultimate Warrior in the self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior DVD, and then after Warrior passed and hopefully burned in hell for what he did, he praised them. Guess time heals all wounds, I guess. Just stupid. Number 7, Big Show vs. Akebono. I never in my life wanted to ever see Big Show in a thong again. That's not the only time Big Show showed his ass on a WWE pay-per-view. Unforgiven 2016 body, yeah. To quote JR, that is the biggest crack I have ever seen. Oh my god, I can't get that image on me. That match was bloody as hell. The McMahons and the Big Show versus DX, they were handicapped on the cell match and Unforgiven 06. That match was bloody and very gross, considering that Vince McMahon is crazy enough to put his own head up the Big Show's ass. Moving on. Anyways, this match blows. I did like how they go all out. This was a sumo match, by the way. I did like how they go all out for it, you know. Excuse me. They cut down the ring and make it a sumo match. Okay, that was cool. I don't want to see two big men slapping each other in thongs. It's not my first time. Don't ask about the first. Again, always delete your research history. This was just, no, this was not good. Number 6, Kane vs. the Great Khali, Mania 23. This was somehow worse than Taker vs. Gonzalez. It was cool that, you know, Kane body slammed, you know, the Great Khali. Besides that, everything about the match is forgettable. And Kane, in the end, got choked by his murder weapon that he used in Cena Weevil. It was like a giant hook. Hook! It's Hook! I don't know why Tony Schiavone said that at AEW Revolution 2021. Number 5, Bart Gunn vs. Butterbean, Mania 15. This was in the Brawl for All. If you don't know what the Brawl for All is, it's basically where Vince Russo, in his infinite wisdom, decided to shut JBL up by putting 16 men in a tournament in a tough man competition, essentially. Whoever won would get a lot of money and would have a future world title opportunity against Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, the original winner was going to be Dr. Dusty Williams, but unfortunately, Williams tore his hamstring and got knocked out by Bart Gunn. So that ruined Dr. Death's momentum and his career. And I think he went back to Japan to finish up his career, and then he unfortunately passed away. And then what happened is that Bart Gunn, who was supposed to have a world title opportunity, never got that. He got sent home and got nothing. Then he got fed to the wolves, essentially, and got knocked out by Butterbean in about 45 seconds, I believe. It's kind of satisfying watching a man's career flash right before your eyes. It's absolutely superb. This was a terrible idea. And thank you, Vince Russo, you idiot. If you want to know more about the Brawl for All, look up Jim Cornette's rants or watch The Dark Side of the Ring. It explains it all. Number 4, Undertaker vs. Big Boss Man, Mania 15. Again, Mania 15's on this list again. This was probably the worst Hell in a Cell match of all time. It's a tie between this and Seth Rollins versus The Fiend at Hell in a Cell 2019. I believe this is worse. This is probably Undertaker's worst match of all time. And considering his Goldberg match at Super Showdown 2019 and his match against the Dudley Boys at Great American Bash 2004 and the Concrete Crypt match, try saying that 5 times fast, that is saying something. Taker was at a bad point in his career. He was getting injuries upon injuries upon injuries. This whole Ministry of Darkness thing was not working out for him. This was bad, boring. People bled, but they didn't care. Nobody cared about this match. The only thing memorable was that the Boss Man got hung in this match. Yay! Jesus, alright, I'm about done. Number 3, Bret Hart versus Vince McMahon. I got a question. Why would the WWE think that a 60-year-old Bret Hart and a 70-year-old Vince McMahon in a wrestling ring in 2010 at the grandest stage of them all was a good idea? Bret could take no bumps because of the whole London insurance policy, because Bret suffered a massive concussion at Starrcade 1998 against Bill Goldberg after a mule kick. That's not Goldberg's fault, even though he shouldn't have done the move. That was not his fault, and he's gotten a lot of flack for it, and he has owned up to it. That was not his fault. Accidents happen. And then Bret kept getting concussions and strokes after that. Bret literally could not take any bumps at this point. Vince could. This went on for way too long. This went on for, I think, 15 minutes when it should have been 5. This was just sad, and it's unfortunate this is the last Mania match that Bret will have. Can we wish that Stone Cold and Bret Hart... can we wish that Bret's match against Stone Cold Steve Austin at Mania 13 was his last WrestleMania match? Please. Thank you. Number 2, Goldberg versus Lesnar. Not their Mania 33 match. That match was actually fantastic, and I love that match. Probably my favorite match on that entire card. No, their Mania 20 match. Holy Christ, this match was bad. The crowd just let Lesnar have it. Goldberg was released of his contract, and Lesnar was going to be in the NFL for a certain amount of years until he returned back in 2012 after Mania 28 and beat the piss out of John Cena, because we all love to see that. And then he just lost to John Cena Extreme Rules 2012 for no reason. Hooray! And Goldberg wouldn't come back into the company until 2016 and squashed Lesnar at Survivor Series, because that was good stuff. And then bury other talents. Oh. Well, that's depressing. Anyways, the less said about this match, the better. This was not a good match whatsoever. Not good. The crowd just laid into everybody. They started cheering for Lesnar, then they started cheering for Goldberg, then they started saying Bret Hart, then they started saying Stone Cold, then they started saying Hogan and all that stuff. The match itself was bad, not good at all. But number 1... Number 1, Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler, Mania 27. That's all I got to say about that match. This is one of the worst Mania matches of all time. The worst Mania match, in my opinion. One of the worst matches I've ever seen. This was ungodly, boring, so stupid. Why would we want to see a 60-year-old man, Jerry was in his 60s, and Michael Cole, who was in his 50s, I believe, 50s or 40s, I think, no, he's in his 40s, he's not that old. Why would we want them to see them, two wrestling commentators, in a wrestling ring at the grandest stage of them all? You know, looking back, I kind of wish that Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura would just slug it out there, pal. No, we don't want to see that. Oh, and Stone Cold Steve Austin was a special guest referee, by the way. The hype to this match was ungodly stupid. Hell, they should have put this at the main event, because the main event wasn't even better. Well, it kind of was, but then again, it was a no contest. This was... I'm trying to save all my rage. Instead of having Jerry Lawler just beat the shite out of Michael Cole for 3 minutes, this went on for 15! 5 times more than it should have. Booker T got involved. Jack Swagger got involved. I think Jim Ross got involved. Why were there so many components in this match that went on for so long? The segment went on for nearly 30 minutes! Oh my god, I'm going to lose my mind. This is without a doubt one of the worst matches I have ever seen. One of the worst Mania matches of all time. It's my worst of all time, without a doubt. They'll have to try to beat this. They'll have to try to beat this. I swear, go watch the match. Honestly, I encourage you guys to go watch the match to look at how god-awful this match is. This match is terrible. It is boring. It is slow. It is ungodly retarded. It is so unnecessary. And the feud went on for 2 more months. Went for 2 more pay-per-views. Michael Cole, in a heel run, does not sound bad at paper. The only problem is, Michael Cole was a lead commentator. He was calling every move. He was calling every show. He was calling every segment. He was calling everything. If he was like a Bobby the Brain Heenan and not the lead commentator, okay, I could probably excuse that. No, he was doing this constantly on every show, even from when NXT was a game show, to SmackDown, to Raw, to every pay-per-view. He was so obnoxious that you can turn or mute the freaking commentary. This feud went on for 2 more pay-per-views. They have another match. It was Jack Swagger and Michael Cole against Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross in a country whipping match. That was shit. But it wasn't as bad as this. And then Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler had a Kiss My Foot match at Over the Limit 2011 that saw Bret Hart and Eve Torres and everybody laying in the Cole. What stopped the Michael Cole heel turn? Jerry Lawler nearly dying on wrestling television. Jerry Lawler suffered a heart attack after him and I think Randy Orton had a match between Dolph Ziggler and CM Punk, I believe. And Jerry Lawler suffered a heart attack during Daniel Bryan and Kane versus the Primetime Players, a.k.a. Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. Jerry Lawler nearly died to stop the Michael Cole heel turn. Wow. Just wow, WWE. Anyways, this has been going on for way too long, and honestly, I don't care. So anyways, what did you think of my list? Did you agree? Did you disagree? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know what your worst WrestleMania match of all time is in the comment section below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Join the herd. I am Bus6. Peace out.